Okay, actually, I want to do this this little clippy here from Just Pearly Things first. We haven't checked her out in a while. Of course, she came up in my For You page, and we got the based hat here. Make a pee pee poo poo again. Let's see what she has to say because it's gonna be preposterous because I already watched part of the clip.
The men don't go to women and say, accept me short, accept me broke, accept me fat. But we go to them and say, accept us ran through. That's not a fair deal.
Well,
Yeah, very deep. So first of all, short, fat men are in relationships. I'm a fat guy. I'm doing pretty well. Hot take. Fat women exist. It's not that hard as a fat person to get something for men or women. I mean, I just don't understand, and I don't understand the correlation between between like a guy being short and fat and a girl hoeing around. I feel like anybody who sleeps around, hoes around, men or a woman, it's gross because STDs. Like I don't understand. Like we have to stop. It's something that we really should not be accepting in either men or like accept it, but like I think it's gross for men or women in general. And then before you give me the like, oh, but a good key opens multiple locks. If you look at the data that Just Pearly Things has talked about, and I'm going to bring it up, about how here the relationship between sexual history and marital satisfaction. I've seen Just Pearly Things talk about how women shouldn't have a high body count because the higher their body count, the lower their satisfaction rate is in a marriage after a long period of time. This is that graph. It says the same thing about men. The more partners they have, the lower marital satisfaction they have after a period of time. And in fact, the yellow line is men. It's even higher when they have fewer partners than women. The point that I'm making is that the double standard doesn't make sense anymore because it doesn't lead, higher body counts don't lead to higher outcomes or better outcomes in a marital status. Both people can get STDs at the same rate. So like really, what's your argument other than men pee-pee go angina? It doesn't really matter anymore. It's gross if you fuck a lot of people. And I think in general, whether you're a guy or a girl, it makes it difficult to settle down in relationships because it does. Okay, it just does. So we have to stop promoting this whole stereotype. Just think everybody's gross if they have a high body count. It doesn't have to just be women. Okay, right? Again, though, these are not analogous, right? And like a short guy isn't the same as a short girl. Guys like short girls, but a tall girl, I would say, struggles similarly to a short guy, right? But like people are saying, that's what body positivity is about. It's not just for fucking. It's not just for this. It's not just for this, dude. It's for short men. It's for tall women. It's for people who generally are outside of what's considered the status quo. And we ask everybody to accept everybody for their things as long as they're trying. Like, I don't really understand. So this is a silly point that Pearl's making just to shit on women that have a higher body count. But again, it's not a problem to shit on women for high body count, but shit on men too, because they both deserve it. You're all whores, men and women alike. Why isn't this playing? Incredibly based.
Say, accept me short, accept me broke, accept me fat.
Accept me broke. And by the way, to the broke point, it's a good thing I rewatched this a little bit. To the broke point, in general, I do understand that there are like some different expectations in guys and girls. For the most part, though, I don't like broke women either. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that just shows lack of ambition. You know, if a girl's going to decide, or even a guy's going to decide to like set the bar low and work like kind of like a bullshit job, but they're going to, I guess, bring some kind of other skill to the table, be my guess. But like, no, I don't like non-ambitious people in general. Like, I just think that like, what's the point of living? I don't know. I don't really get the point personally, but
we go to them and say, accept us ran through. That's not a fair deal.
Well, some
Like,
women,
and again, it's not about accepting it. Like, you don't have to date somebody who's had a lot of bodies. You could just be like, no, thank you, but not be disrespectful to them openly. But just talk shit about them behind their back, of course.
a lot of women do accept men that are short and
True.
broke.
Not if you look at the data. Not if you look at the data. Men only.
Okay. So the claim is that a lot of women will accept men that are short and broke, which is true because a lot of the guys that you're fucking around with, ladies, are poor, but they got good dick, and that's why you're not settling for that guy that's nice, has a decent dick game, and makes money. Stop fucking around. Teach that guy to throw dick instead of fucking around with the poor motherfucker that's just throwing dick. Of course he's going to be better in bed. All he does is fuck all day. He doesn't do anything else. Go be with the guy that isn't as good in bed, but he works hard for you. And you want to know what? That attentiveness can lead in a long-term capacity to him being good in bed. You just have to teach him how to be good. That's what it is. Okay, ladies, stop fucking around. I know you ladies are doing it like, oh yeah, that's me. You know it's you. You know that you women are fucking idiot. You were talking to toxic men. It's crazy. Fucking around with some broke guy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, let's see what her claim is. Let's see what it is.
Not if you look at the data. Not if you look at the data. Men only swipe right on, or women only swipe right on dating apps 5% of the time. 5%.
Okay, so the claim is that women are accepting broke men and short men, and her counterclaim is, but look at OkCupid, look at Tinder. You realize that that's not the only place that people date, right? Like I hate this idea where it's like, yeah, but if you look at the trends on a dating site that people mostly use for sex, you'll see that the swipes are only 5%. It's like, who fucking cares? Like that's not representative of the real world. She does this too when she says that men prefer 20-year-old girls. That's not actually true. She's referencing this OkCupid statistic here because I'm on fucking point with this shit, right? And it's not that men prefer 20-year-old girls regardless of their age. It's that they set 20-year-old girls into their preferential range, but based on the trends, this is the trends. They tend to date, this is men. They set it to like 20 years old regardless of their age, but they tend to date within their age range. That's the gray line. You understand? They tend to interact. So she uses dating sites constantly as if this is reflective of the real world, and it's a very ignorant view. It's not, let me look at data and then form an opinion. It's let me have an opinion and then use data to support it. But this data doesn't even make sense. We know that women are on fucking dating apps, and a lot of them are just there to jerk off their own ego. Honestly, I do believe that. But that's not the only place that women are dating, right? That's it. I mean, it's not this like profound thing. Women, I see tons of ugly guys with girls all the time. I mean, like, I'm one of them. Okay, I wear this hat. My wife's married to me. You know, I understand the dating market is more difficult now, because we're not going outside as much. But, to those young men out there that are struggling, maybe it's not your height. That's why you're not getting fucking pussy. Maybe it's because you're not ambitious enough. Maybe because you're sitting inside playing games and you're not focusing on building yourself in a positive way. Maybe you're not giving enough attention to like a partner because you're looking at too much porn and you're like, I don't have to really care about girls that much because I could just jerk off to fucking hentai tentacle porn. Maybe there's some self-reflecting that you can do and build yourself up to be a better partner. And this goes for ladies as well. But maybe the problem isn't women. Maybe at the end of the day, as a person, you can understand that you are the only thing that you can change about the equation that you are existing in right now. And maybe you should focus on that. You're a short guy, you're having trouble getting girls. Okay, make yourself more marketable. What can you do to make yourself more marketable? Get an education. Go to the gym. Learn to cook. Learn to be more attentive. Go out and talk to more girls. Fail. Don't be afraid to fail. Shower. I know it's crazy, but don't be afraid to fail. People are afraid to go on if I go on a date, she might reject me. Good. Then you know what it's like to be rejected, and it doesn't hurt your ego. The men that succeed on dating apps aren't the guys who don't get rejected. It's the guys who get rejected 40 times, and then they're like, okay, and they just don't care, and they don't let it hurt their self-confidence. Build yourself up in some capacity. Develop a hobby. Get good at something. It doesn't matter. Shower. I know that I'm not even like, I'm half joking. I'm like, sometimes people don't take it. Go to get a haircut once a month. Go pick out a nice scent at like a nice perfume. Well, for men, it's like a deodorant. Make yourself more marketable. Stop focusing on how the market is so bad. Women are such bitches. No, dude. You can climb out of that. And women have their own problems, but I'm not a fucking woman's advocate. You know what I mean? If a woman's like having too high standards, then she's just never going to find somebody. But you can, guys. I'm not an advocate for women. If I was, I'd say, hey, maybe make your standards more realistic. Maybe give that guy a chance. You know what I mean? Maybe try to build him up a little bit. But I'm not a fucking woman. I don't identify with those issues. I'm a dude. I can tell you what to do. Maybe spend a little less time on that World of Warcraft. Younger Papa Gut. I'm being serious, man. Build your confidence. Part of building your confidence is building yourself. Dress nicely. I know this sounds fucking stupid. Dress nicely. Go out, dress nicely all the time. Dress nicely all the time. Doesn't mean you have to dress amazingly, but you want to know what? And we all do it. I go out in a pair of sweatpants. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, of course. And I'm married, and my wife and I do the same thing. And then there's times where we go out and we look really nice. But if you're single, every time you go out, dress nice. Put it nice. It doesn't have to be crazy. As a guy, it's easier than for a girl. Make sure that your hair is, combed. If you're growing a beard, keep it combed. Like, wear a nice pair of pants, a nice shirt. That's it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Make sure it's not like a garbage. Like, just look nice anywhere you go. You never know. You can go out to the 7-Eleven at 12 o'clock at night. You can see a cute girl. You can walk up to her and be like, hey, I think you're really cute. Like, I just want to give you my number. Don't say yes or no. You know what I mean? Just, hey, call me or text me if you want. And if this way, she doesn't feel too threatened by you. You're like, here's my number. Call me if you want or don't. Right? These are the things that you can do, bro. And I know that sometimes society be like, that guy's so weird for walking up to me. Good, be weird. Be weird. You didn't do anything illegal. Just be weird. Be confident. Be weird. It's not even weird. And if you're awkward, that's okay. You move on. It's not a big deal. These are things you could do as a guy.
On the high end, 20%. Women do not accept, and that's the number one place that people are meeting today. So women we do not accept men that are short, broken, fat. Historically, even throughout all of history, most men didn't even get to reproduce. That's a privilege.
I feel like none of this is true. I mean, we have marriage for a reason. A lot of times we didn't even choose a marriage. Ugly men and women exist. I don't know what you mean. I just feel like I don't know what you mean. So I don't know, man. So here we go. Really quick. I just wanted to fact check this. It says this is the number one way people are meeting their significant others, and no, it's not online. Significant other is different from some person that you're going. People use Tinder for fucking dick and pussy. Let's just be real, okay? People, there's horrible amount of ads, but number one, 39% through friends makes perfect sense to me. You ever set your friend up? Makes sense. At work, makes sense. You're gonna meet most of the people in your real day-to-day job. 3, at a bar, significant others. 4, at some kind of hobby event, sports, religion, hobby event. That's kind of a compounding of a lot of different things, right? But going and doing something, having a hobby. 5, on the internet. 8% on the internet and dating apps. 8%. And I met my wife through Tinder, but these aren't actually the most places people are meeting their significant others. Maybe when they're coming to have casual sex, but not significant others. Number 6, through family. Absolutely. I dated my cousin for like 3 years. I'm just kidding. School. If you're going to school, that's a place you can meet a significant other. Speed dating apparently is pretty high, 1%. So what she's saying isn't even true. Not even verifiably true what she's saying. I need you guys to understand. Okay? Got to understand these things. It's not this like profound magical fucking situation that she's saying. There are problems, but she's just like fucking insane. And this is from November 7th, by the way. Okay? November 7th this was made.
But can I just, okay, so if a dude is broke,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If a dude is short, right? Okay, so if you're broke, you're less likely to be able to provide for my family. If you're short, you're more likely to give me kids.
Right.
If a woman is ran through, her vagina still feels good, you're still going to come. What's your problem?
Maybe it won't. I don't know. I would compare a broke guy to like a woman, it's lack of ambition. If you're gonna go with like these more historical or traditional roles, a broke guy may not be as ambitious when it comes to a job. But a girl like a lazy woman who's not doing housework in a traditional sense, that would be comparative. A guy doesn't want a lazy girl. A girl doesn't want a lazy guy. Don't be lazy. And there are guys who don't make a lot of money, but they're not lazy. The hardest working people I've ever met are working at 2 jobs. I used to work 2 jobs. It's not ideal, but you got to show you can. A lot of times, it's not even just about the money, bro. It's about like how active and willing are you to do what you have to do to provide for a family. These are traits that women will find positive.
She's more likely to cheat or leave. She's more likely to cheat. She's more likely to cheat.
He's more likely to cheat as well.
Exactly.
No. Okay, we talked about this. Yeah. If she slept with more people, she's more likely to cheat.
I would say the same thing about a guy, right? What's your source? But I would say that's something applied to men and women. And again, this is something that Pearl will do, is she'll just call out women for bad behavior, but she'll say that the bad behavior in men is okay. Remember that OkCupid statistic I showed? She used that to justify why it's okay for men to cheat. Meanwhile, she's talking about how women shouldn't cheat.
And if a guy has slept with more people, it's not the same.
Okay.
Why? Explain why. Explain why. Because like I already told, like more partners, the lower satisfaction. The more partners, the higher chance of STDs. The more partners, the harder it is to make connections and to like settle down with somebody. Explain to me how men are profoundly different from women when it comes to having too many bodies. I understand that traditionally men probably have more of a biological drive to fuck. Around with people and even can fuck without necessarily developing quick bonds like the way that women probably bond a little more quickly. But that doesn't mean that it's a good thing for men to go around and fuck around. A cheating husband is a bad father. You're going to see that. And a cheating wife is going to be a bad mother. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Like, you need to be there. You need to be there for your kids and show your kids to do the right thing.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.